about to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to take you through an epic meal prep video. This is the kind of thing that I generally do on a Sunday to prepare for the week ahead. If you're new here, my name is Vicky and I'm a busy mum of 3 boys, and I just love to have things organised so that I can just make packed lunches and dinners through the week with ease and try and take some of the stress out of it. So if you're following keto or a low carb plan, then these meal prep ideas are ideal for you. But also if you're not following any kind of diet, they're still just things that you can do to make life a little bit easier. This generally takes around an hour to an hour and a half once a week, and once it's done I find that the weekday mornings go so much smoother, and also we make a lot healthier choices when the stuff's already there and prepared. So if you like this kind of video, then please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. I do a lot of food content on this channel, so there's plenty of cook with me's and recipes, shopping hauls, and also family vlogs that I will leave linked down below. So let's go and have a look at what I do to prep for the week. So my first tip for meal prepping for the week, especially if you have children or even if you don't, is to prepare veggie sticks that they will eat. It's always handy to have them in the fridge because when the kids are hungry and want a snack, they're much more likely to grab something that's there and ready in front of them rather than something that they've actually got to put some effort into. So I've got some carrots, some red peppers and some cucumbers, and I got these glass dishes from Amazon. They're really good. They come 3 small ones and 3 larger ones, which I'll show you a little bit later on. They have clip-on lids so the food stays airtight and it keeps it fresher for longer, and also because they're glass they don't have any of the BPA or anything in that is not good for you to store food in. So I really do recommend these. I will leave everything linked in the description box that I can, all my utensils, my chopping boards. I absolutely love my Joseph chopping boards. I get questions about these and my Joseph utensil carousel all the time, so I'll leave it all linked down below so you can just go and check it out if you want to. So to start with, I'm just going to peel some carrots and chop them into sticks, and then I'm going to do the same with the peppers and the cucumber. I find it so good to prep veg like this, especially in the mornings when you're making packed lunches for the kids or for yourself. You can just grab a handful of each and put them in a lunchbox along with some hummus or some salmon dip, which I'm also going to be making a little bit later on in this video, or you can just send them as they are. It just saves so much time on those busy weekday mornings. So any leftover veg that doesn't fit in the tubs, I've just popped into a couple of Ziploc bags. That way they're ready just to grab on the go, and also this veg will keep in the fridge for up to a week. It does depend how fresh your vegetables were to start with, but we never have any issues on keeping them in airtight containers for between 5 and 7 days. Everything is now prepped and ready to go in the fridge, and next up I'm going to move on to cooking some chicken breast. So I'm about to cook some chicken breast to store in the fridge to have in salads and wraps and omelettes, anything like that. I just find it so handy that when I come to make lunches, if I've got some fresh chicken already cooked, it's so much easier and it works out so much more cost effective than buying the packets of sliced chicken. So what I'm going to do is get some chicken breast in an oven-proof dish, and I've just got this lemon and herb seasoning from Sainsbury's. I'm going to cover the chicken in that and then give it a good squirt of lemon juice. Then I'm going to turn the chicken over and do the same on the other side. You could do this step in a plastic bag if you wanted to and leave it for a few hours to marinate, but there really is no need and it saves using another bag, so I just do it like this. Then I put it in the oven and cook it for about 25 to 30 minutes or until it's completely cooked through. Once my chicken is cooked, I leave it to cool completely. I then take it out of the pan and slice it. I then put it into more of the glass dishes. I've got some slightly bigger ones this time, and again they're great for storing things like this in the fridge because they're completely airtight. I always make sure to save any juices that come out of the chicken. I just pour it into a small tub and either pop it in the fridge or the freezer depending on when you're going to use it. It's perfect to add to soups or stews or curries. It's just like a really nice flavoured chicken stock that you haven't had to do anything to. So don't discard your liquid, make sure you always save that because it's all packed full of flavour. So next I'm going to prepare a really versatile salmon mousse. This is so simple to do and there's so many uses for it. Bailey and I especially love this so much, and we dip raw vegetables in like I've just prepared. We also have it on Ritz crackers, rice cakes, and if you cook pasta you can also stir this in with the hot pasta and add some broccoli, and you've got a really nice salmon and pasta broccoli dish. So all I do is take some tubs of cream cheese. I'm using the garlic and herb one from Lidl, and then I just put it into a bowl along with some smoked salmon. Now this one I've got here was on offer. I usually try and buy smoked salmon trimmings because they're a lot cheaper and you don't need the actual whole pieces because you're going to blitz it up anyway. So I put my 2 tubs of cream cheese into a bowl, then I add my salmon to this, some salt, some pepper, some lemon juice and a little bit of garlic and onion powder. And then if I had a food processor I would blitz it all together in a food processor. I don't have one of those, so I've just used my stick blender. It does the same job, it just takes a little bit longer and a little bit more elbow grease, but it's absolutely fine to use. If you don't have a food processor then stick blenders work just as well. So once I've finished blending and it's the consistency I'm happy with, I just reuse the tubs that the cream cheese came in, and I pop this either in the fridge where it will last about 3 to 4 days, or if you want to you can freeze it. It freezes and defrosts really well. Make sure to get it out and leave it in the fridge until it's completely defrosted. But like I said, you can mix this in with pasta and broccoli or have it on toast. Dip your raw veggies in. It's a really nice spread. If you like smoked salmon mousse, this is a really cost-effective way of doing it, and it's very low carb, keto friendly as well. So I just make sure to put any leftover mixture into some smaller tubs as well. These have just got lids on so that you can grab them out of the fridge, grab a bag of those prepared vegetables and off you go. So this next step is very straightforward, and it's just a case of boiling some eggs in hot water until they're hard boiled, which is around 7 to 8 minutes, to make sure they're completely hard all the way through. And then I just tip out the boiling water and replace it with cold a few times. Let the eggs cool completely, and then I just pop them in a tub and put them in the fridge. And eggs can last in the fridge like this for 7 days, and it's really good as a high protein snack. We have them with salads, in sandwiches, on their own. Oscar especially loves them with some salt and vinegar on to make like a pickled egg taste, and it's just another really healthy thing that the kids can grab when they're hungry. So I'm going to be making some mini egg muffins, and to do this I wanted to put some crispy bacon in them. So I just use my grill, I turn it on to its highest setting, which I think is 270 degrees, and then I just put my bacon on and shut the lid. It takes a couple of minutes at most and you end up with really crispy bacon. I then let it cool completely and just chop it up with scissors and pop it in a tub. This is great to use in things like the egg muffins I'm going to make. It's also a really nice topping if you're going to make a salad with the chicken breast and the eggs. You can just grab a handful of this and sprinkle it over the top. So next up I'm going to prep some sugar-free jelly. This is great if you're on a low-carb diet. It's a really nice sweet treat and it feels like you're having something sugary when you're not. It's also ideal for the boys to take in their packed lunches, especially Oscar. I just mix up some jelly, so I've got 2 packets here. I use 1 pint of boiling water, whisk it up, I add 1 pint of cold water, and then I just fill up some little clip tubs and pop it in the fridge. And this will last 7 to 10 days in the fridge. And it works out so much cheaper than buying the individual pots. I think the individual pots where we are about 6 for something like £3, and the sugar-free jelly you can get it on offer for as little as 50p for 2 packs, and it makes loads, so it's a really cost-effective way of doing it. And also Oscar really enjoys getting one in his lunchbox. It's a really nice treat. So onto the mini egg muffins. These are ideal if you are following a low carb diet or keto, or even if you're not. The boys love them. They're basically like mini quiches but without the pastry. So I've just got a tub of light cottage cheese and I put this into a bowl, mix it with 5 eggs and then add some salt and pepper, and I'm going to add some garlic powder and some onion powder, some red pepper that I chopped up earlier, and some of the bacon pieces that I've previously cooked. Once you've mixed this all together and whisked it till it's smooth, I then cook mine in some silicone muffin dishes. You could use a bigger pan if you wanted and make one big one. I've done this in a quiche dish before, but the individual ones are ideal for packed lunches and for just grabbing on the go. They're also really good for breakfast because they're full of protein from the cottage cheese and the eggs. and these again will last in the fridge for between 5 and 7 days. They also freeze really well, and if you make sure you freeze them separated, you can just grab one at a time out of your tub and it doesn't take very long to defrost. So once I've filled my little muffin cases, I just put them in the oven. They take about 20 to 25 minutes. I did them on about 180 degrees, and just until they've risen and you can feel that they're solid and not squidgy in the middle at all. And then I just let them cool completely before putting them in a tub and either freezing them or leaving them in the fridge. So homemade hummus is one of my favourite things to make, and it's so simple, and it always tastes better than shop bought. So I've just got some chickpeas in a tin, I've got some tahini paste, some lemon juice, some fresh garlic, some salt and some pepper, and I also add a little pinch of cumin. So what you want to do is put your chickpeas in a colander and save the liquid. You may need this later on to improve the consistency of your hummus. Some people add oil or Greek yogurt to it for a little bit of fat, but I prefer not to. It's completely up to you. You can also add smoked paprika, chili, you can add roasted red peppers just to flavour the hummus, but I like to make it quite plain. And again, this would be so much easier if I had a food processor, so I'll probably look at investing in one at some point. But for now, again, I just use my stick blender. So I use 2 large tablespoons of tahini paste for 2 tins of chickpeas. I use 2 garlic cloves, a massive squirt of lemon juice, and some salt and pepper, and just a pinch of cumin for a little bit of extra flavour. Once you start to blend your hummus, you can decide what consistency you want it, and if it seems a little thick, you can add some more of the liquid that you put to one side, and just keep adding your lemon juice, and you'll eventually get a creamy consistency that you're happy with. I store this in one of the glass containers in the fridge, and this lasts for a good 7 days, and it can also be frozen, so it's a really good one to prepare in advance. And again, the boys love taking this with the veggie sticks for their lunches. We also have it with tortilla chips, and it's a really nice topping for a salad. It just gives it that little bit of extra nuttiness, and it's something different to just salad dressing. So that is it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it and maybe gained a few tips of things you can do to make your week run that little bit smoother. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and I will be back very soon with another video.
This is what we waited